Greetings everyone. Andarki namaskaram. Sabko namaskar. And happy Independence Day. Well, I'm definitely not here to give a speech like any great leader, any political or any politician or any particular civil servant or any particular student who just speaks about the greatness of our country and the greatness of our history. But instead, I'm here to speak about something else. I love my country. I'm a great patriot myself. But I shall not resist myself from speaking some true truths of my country now. Some true truths of the people living in my country. Because I always aim for the best. I always aim in making my country the best. Well, APJ Abdul Kalam once said this in his book, wrote this in his book in a very particular manner, in a very scrupulous manner, saying that India would be a developed country by the year 2022. And my dear friends, what year is it? It's 2022. What are the changes we are seeing? And when I ask this question, people will start telling me that we've got many trade relationships maintained, that we've got many employment opportunities, that we've got many buildings, a lot of infrastructure, etc. But I'm asking you, if our society is developed, if the diversity of the people, the tribes living in the country has developed. Like, I'm trying to protrude my brain, focus my brain upon something which is actually required than the things that we all are seeing. Well, I learned this once in my social lesson, in one of the chapters of my social textbook, that when it comes to development, we should always focus upon two aspects. One is the income, infrastructure and trades, etc. And second are the important goals. So, important goals particularly are freedom, security, liberty, equality, respect, etc. And our India perhaps is developing in the aspect of the first aspect of development which I was telling you regards, but is lacking behind in the aspect of the second mode of developing, that is important goals. Freedom fighters like Aruna Asaf Ali, Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh dreamt many great dreams about the country. And let me just tell you this, that there were very few freedom fighters who were dreaming about the income of our country or the richness of our country in the aspect of wealth, because most of them were dreaming dreams only regards the society, the development and the welfare of the society. And my dear citizens, my dear youngsters, how many of us are freely living in the society like the great freedom fighters in the past thought of? Today, while I was going through the browser, while I was going through the pictures sent by me by different number of people on my phone or on the particular electronic media, I got to understand that everyone was sending like Independence Day messages saying, I'm a great Indian, I'm a loving Indian, I'm a great patriot, etc. And one question which struck my brain at that moment when I was reading all of the messages was not how great the patriots in India are, but only regards where the patriotism of these people is hidden all the 364 days of the year. Why is this patriotism felt by us on only one day? It's not just about the normal people. It's also about the politicians out there who protrude their patriotism, who protrude their love towards the great freedom fighters, who shed their blood, sweat and tears in the past. Like, why do we show all of those emotions on only one day? And how can we as humans, having a limited capability, show this much amount of patriotism in just one day? This is something very unacceptable. How can we certainly show something which is really important to be shown throughout the year in just one day? I believe believe this is something which is not entirely felt by the humans from inside, but is just done by them from outside. Well, I'm not trying to judge the patriots of other countries because I did not experience my time with them. But I am speaking purely about my Indians who are emotionally inbuilt, who are sentimentally built, who are particularly matured by brain, who had a great ethic in the past, who've got a great lifestyle, who had a great history, who's got a great past, etc. India is a diverse country. India has got a very beautiful history from the time the Mughals ruled, from the time the Stone Age era took place, and from the time the Britishers started coming in our country and named India in many ways and started ruling India in the name of trade. From that time onwards till now, India's ethic has been built, has been maintained. Then why are we not respecting it throughout the year but are just focusing upon it just 1 or 2 days a year, and that is on this Independence Day and Republic Day? Like, why are we certainly hiding our emotions if we are really that patriotic throughout the year? This was just one of the topics which I wanted to speak regards. Well, the second thing which I want to speak regards is independence. Now, most of them think independence is all about going where we aim to, doing what we aim to, buying what we aim to, working in the place where we aim to, doing anything afterwards which we think of, and speaking especially whatever we want, whatever that comes to our brain. Well, my dear citizens, I don't think that is eventually freedom. I don't certainly define independence in such a manner, but instead I would like to say that independence is nothing but the line of termination which you draw inside your brain, or it's particularly the limits that you have by your own self without anyone having to force you or pressurize you or persuade you to do something or to restrict yourself from doing something. It's the literacy that you have more than the education that you have. In simple words, you'll be called independent only when you're literate and not educated. And I would like to say this, that such a definition of independence is not given by any person, is not written in any books, because I am speaking just by my experience. And I particularly want to say this, that such an experience should be felt by everyone, should be noticed by everyone in the country. And this was my second particular reason for making such a video. Now, the third thing that I want to speak regards is another way through which we can call independent. And I want to make you realize if we are actually independent. देखो, बहुत लोग कहते हैं, there are many people who say that you're independent when you can do this, when you can do that, when you can purchase this, when you can purchase that, when you've got your own autonomous government, etc. Arey bhai, we'll be called independent only when our kids, only when our men, only when our men and women and everyone, irrespective of their gender, age, roam at any time of the day, at any time of the day, on any day. Only the men, if you see, can roam at any point of the time, at any day, on any time, at any time. But not the women. They're always restricted by laws, ethics, rules, etc. Because everything that has to happen only happens to their body, only happens to them and not anyone. And what kind of independence is this? What kind of a freedom is this, I wonder? I, as a student, am always restricted by most of the people around saying, "Arey, तुम्हारी definition तो गलत है. Whatever you're speaking is wrong." Well, if I am wrong, then question your own self. Are you as a woman able to go at any point of the time outside? Are you as a woman allowed to take your own decisions without any gender equality? Without any gender inequality? Are you as a woman able to take all those various decisions, all those earth-breaking decisions which are important for your family, like a man though you're a housewife at home? Well, the answer is no. And that was the reason why I particularly had such a bad opinion regarding some of the social problems which are there but yet not noticed because of the great ethics of our country. People think women should be treated lower than compared to man because it is a custom in India. Arey bhai, if you think like that, you will certainly just be called ING, developing and not ever developed. UNICEF, UNESCO, WHO and other great organizations said this, that women are capable in a health manner, in a political manner, in every particular manner afterwards to be equal as man. The only difference they have from a man is nothing but their gender. And many great organizations at the global level have said this as well, that Rwanda, which is a very small country present in the Lucan corners of the world, is becoming developed day by day, is developing just because of the equality of women which is observed there. And I know this, that not many of you know where Rwanda is also, and what the gender equality aspect is observed there also. So when this freedom of thought, freedom of gaining knowledge, that inquisitive attitude is not there in us as citizens, is not there in us at least as world people living in the world, then what kind of independence are we trying to celebrate today? What type of independence, I repeat, are we celebrating today? Nice. This was again just one part of my entire reason for making the video. I hope many of you know what right to information is about. It was found in the year 2005. The first right to information movement took place in Rajasthan. There were many Mahila Sabhas which came up to just know what the governments are trying to tell the people or what the governments are doing, because the people are really secured. The people are really particularly protective when it comes to their money, at least the 1 or 2 rupees which they pay to the government, because they don't want anything bad to happen in the society. When the women and the farmers and the uneducated in the Lucan corners of Rajasthan can come upon the streets protesting for such a right to information act to be passed at the national level, then why can't you and I and everyone as literates or educated come upon the streets shouting for the information which has to be known by us? Well, the researchers again say this, the surveys again say this, that the people or the citizens of India are the ones who are not using right to information in the way it has to be used. They just go through the researches, go through the surveys, go through the duties that you and I are not performing on a whole. And that is when you get to know that India has to still develop, not in the aspect of money, not in the aspect of infrastructure, not in the aspect of trade relationships, not in the aspect of politics, but simply in the aspect of society. Simply in the aspect of literacy which has to be there in the people. Bahut baar, inno sarlu, many times, we as people eventually blame the government for not doing some certain things. Bhaiyo behno, my dear brothers and sisters, are we allowed to do that? Well, yes, we are allowed to do that. It's the duty of the government and I entirely accept with you regards that. But what is government? Well, according to the things which I learned in my textbook, government is nothing but to the people, for the people, by the people. It's nothing but the citizens' union in simple words. In simple words again, you and I are the ones who form the government. Then why are we questioning ourselves regards not something being done? So when something isn't done again, it's you and I who should take up a step. It's not always about blaming the government. Are we getting that? I hope it's eventually clear to you. And one more thing again which I don't want to miss out in this video, on this special occasion of Independence Day where people are putting up Jai Bharat, Jai Hind, Jai Vande Mataram, Jai Gandhi, Jai Subhash Chandra Bose, etc. is this point which I don't want to miss again, and that is, why is the theoretical knowledge which I am getting from my books always not seen in the practicality of my society? मैंने तो बहुत बार पढ़ा है मेरे बुक में. I did read many times in my book that my country is the best, my country is the place where women are respected, my country is the place where secularism is followed and other countries don't have secular laws. I've read many more things about my country in the aspect of constitutional manner than in comparison to the other countries, and I thought, my country is the best. My country's got everything. But when I tried to observe the same theory which was seen in my books in the society, I found none. Well, I would not like to say none, but I just found 40 to 50% of them. Then where is the 50% to 40% just hidden? Where is the practicality observed? Well, I would like to put up one more statement over here, is that perhaps the youngsters of the country are mostly perplexed, mostly confused with the practicality of the books and practicality of the society. That is the main reason regards perhaps why they're not coming forward to serve the country like Ambedkar, Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh, etc. dreamt of in the past. I become truly emotional when it comes to such things because I am a true patriot, and I know this that many of you are as well. Then why aren't you raising up your voices? Why aren't you using your power as a normal citizen to bring out a change? I want to put forth this question on this very Independence Day. You've got a power, you've got some power to bring a change, to bring a revolution, then why are you not bringing a change? I know this, that no country is perfect, but there is nothing wrong in dreaming of a perfect country according to me. So, brothers and sisters, please come up forward in bringing out a change. Don't think about what others will say just because of you trying to be the one bringing out a change, just because of you trying to be the first person to aim something big, to dream of something different to bring out a change. Just come up forward, step forward and bring a change. I know this, that India has got many imperfect things in it. The way the politics are, the way the politicians are, the way the corruption is, the way the money laundering goes, the way the crime is, the way the executive, legislative and judiciary wings of the government are, etc. I know this, that there are many ups and downs, but then I don't think it's impossible to eradicate those ups and downs. And we can eradicate them only when you, I, Hindu, Muslim, transgender, women, men, different types of people just come up forward and join their hands, including a lactating mother, including her newborn baby, including a baby playing in the home with toys. Everyone afterwards can come up forward in bringing a change. I eventually am speaking today not as a normal 10th class student, not as a girl, not as a woman, not as a feminine on top of it, not as a girl being grown under the parenting of a single mother, but as a future citizen. I mean everything that I'm speaking, because everything that I'm speaking would be heard by people not throughout the year, but only on this Independence Day on 26th January, that is Republic Day. I try asking the questions to people regards why is India like this. I tried asking many people in fact regards why is India like this, why can't we be the first to bring a change, and the only answer they had is India was like this, is like this and would remain like this forever. Please girls, please boys, please men, please women. We are people. We are gifted with a beautiful brain to think something unique, to think something better. Please use it. Let's use it in making our country better. And eventually eradicating the notion, rubbing the notion of particularly being an imperfect country in most of the people's brains. Why can't we be perfect? Why can't we be the best? Why can't we as a country be ranked the first in the aspect of important goals, or in the aspect of human development index at the global level? Why can't we do it, I wonder? Why can't we make the dream that I and several other patriots who are dreaming and several other leaders in the past dreamt of come into life, come into reality? Why can't we do it, I wonder? There isn't just one question in my brain regards my country, but there are many, and a zillion questions regards my topic, regards my questions. But the one question on which all these zillion questions are dependent upon is why my India is like this. Why my India is like this. And why are the people who are having power also not able to bring a change in this? Please think it out, my citizens. There is a requirement of change. One great person said this, and I've read this somewhere, that if not now, then not at any time. If not you, then not anyone. So bring out a change by yourself. You're the only one who can do this. Let's do it. Our India needs us. Our India is riding a horse, running behind something which is not particularly very important in the present. And that is infrastructure, that is trade, that is money. My dear citizens, there is something else behind which our India should be running, and that is nothing but the development in the society, the education, the women's safety, the literacy, the gender equality, eradicating the social evils, etc. There is a lot more than just a lot which has to be spoken regards. So please come up forward and bring a change. Let's join our hands together without complaining that she is black, he is white, that is a girl, he is a boy, that is a transgender, this is an old woman, this is an old woman, etc. We all are after all Indians, and every particular effort of every particular living organism in this country can bring a change. Every small change can bring a huge difference. Please dream as many dreams that you can dream of regards your country. Think of the imperfect things that are present in the country than just the perfect things that we are particularly enjoying or that you think we are enjoying in the present. Richard Branson and several other people like Phil Knight, who is the founder of Nike, has said this, that don't focus upon how far you've come, but only focus upon how far you'll go. So we as a country on a whole prospect shouldn't eventually be happy with how far we've come, but should only be focusing upon how far we'll go. I believe that is what is developing about. That is what is the true definition of developing about. So we as a country shall focus upon a lot more than what is present. Please don't walk on the politicians' paths. Of course, you all might have your own favorite politicians. That is just part of your life. That is just a part of your duty as a citizen. But please have your own goals. Try bringing out a change regards your own goals. Try making your own goals a reality in simple words through the things that you want to achieve, through the dreams that you're dreaming. Try making your dreams a reality. Ultimately, there's a lot more than just what is present to be done. You, I, and everyone afterwards should be speaking about the greatness of our country than just flying away from this country to other European and American nations. Our generations to come also should feel as happy as the people who are going to the other nations are feeling when they go to other nations. They should be eventually focusing upon that. They should be happy for living in such a country. We as people, at present as Indians, are always happy, are always enthusiastic and jealous when it comes to going to other nations. In the same manner, we should develop as a society in the aspect of environment, in the aspect of climate, in the aspect of the relationship which we have with each other, in making our country as beautiful as the foreigners think of, to make them come to our country. Well, I believe this is something which I can make sense of to make everyone realize what I dream of in making my country a better one. Perhaps the best one, because there is nothing wrong in dreaming at a high level. Therefore, Jai Hind. We shall bring a change, and we shall be answerable to every person who asks, why is India like this? And we shall also answer them by saying, how can we make our country a better one? Don't just be happy with what you have. Don't just greet and treat each other saying Happy Independence Day or Happy Republic Day. But focus upon what else can be done. What newer could be dreamt of. Thank you.